Let's get this in the right place. One sec. Right. It's itchy there. Okay, there's a light there, camera there. I don't know why I've got an Australian, and there's a microphone here. Right, my name is Daniel Thomas, or PeeWeeToms, whatever you want to call me. Please don't call me Tom. My name's Dan. My nickname's PeeWeeToms because my second name is Thomas. Okay, there we go. Easy, easy, easy. Today's video is just a big ass thank you. A big ass thank you. I'm not very well today, and I've just thought about this all day and what to say to people. And I just want to say thank you. You're all amazing people. Everyone who has watched this or shared this or understands what I'm doing are brilliant. There's this channel that I've built up from nothing a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, nothing to nearly 4,500 followers or subscribers or whatever you want to call it. That's through people sharing, people talking about it, people interacting with me, and trying to help me do research into this stuff. And that is the key point. I started this channel just to try and vent and find other people like me. And I've found so many people who are like me, but not exactly like me. But in the last 2 weeks, since this channel has like grown massively in the last 2 weeks, people have been coming to me and telling me stuff and interacting with me in a completely different way. And that way was Dan. I have a family member who's passed away due to the same thing you've got. Would you like access to their information? Of course I do. Of course I want access to that. So I've had 6 people in total who've lost loved ones send me medical records. Not just medical records, pathology, histology, scan results, testing, surgical notes, everything that I could possibly need to find out more about this. Now that's not possible without people sharing this content or putting this content out into the big wide world. That's not been possible before that point. I spent a fortune on putting advertising out and doing social media advertising to try and get people to just start watching this channel, try plowing like people to this channel to try and watch it because I wanted to try and survive. The likelihood is I probably won't survive this forever, but I can make a good go of it, and I am still trying to cure it. No two ways about it. I will try my best to get into remission, obviously. But because of these people helping, and because of people sharing, that if you want to share my content, please share my content because it helps so much. The more that subscriber count goes up, basically, the more people who watch my videos and the more likely that someone comes into contact with me or makes contact with me about something imperatively important. Like this week, a lady who is alive with exactly the same pleomorphic sarcomatoid carcinoma messaged me and again sent me her medical records. Now that is amazing. That's the power of social media. That's how social media should be used. And these people who troll things and people who do that, they don't matter. They don't matter to me either, really, to be honest, because they're idiots. And this whole thing is about really restructuring how I am doing everything I do. So I've managed to correlate all this information, get this information together, find out common precursors to everything. We've got a medical team looking at it all hopefully next week as well, whilst I'm having a week away from everything. We found common elements which will then hopefully lead to how people can avoid being killed by this in the first 5 months, because it is usually very rapid, this type of cancer. This cancer takes hold very, very rapid, like super rapid. So people who have not, the reason for this is Some people have not had surgery to remove it and gone straight to chemo or radiotherapy, which is experimental in itself, right? And you've got to be willing to try this stuff. But the only way to actually contain this for some short period of time or for any period of time is to really cut it out. We've learned this from multiple medical basically notes and information that we've got. We know that this is the only way to do it. But the problem with that is once you cut it out, it grows back worse and more aggressive. So the second you've cut it out, I could try and do this medically, but let's think about maybe, is it Medusa with all the snakes and things? You cut off a snake and then, like, I don't know who it is actually, I'm not clued up on my mythology, but whoever it is who's like got all these heads and everything, you cut them off and they grow back and there's more, yeah? And like I say, the Demogorgon thing, it's exactly like that. You cut into it, you take it out, but those cells are still minute around it and you'll never know that they're there. And then they become active because the cells are like, because you're rushing blood to the area to kind of like, we're going to fix your scar, your wound, and that blood's just pulsing into there. And then the cancer cells are like, ooh, blood and all this stuff. And then they start growing. And that's why that surgery there, that's why that surgery that I've got there has got one tumour there, one there, one giant one there, and it's all around the area. And that's in a couple of weeks. Go figure. And now we found more in my lower back. We found it all in my scar, my original site. My whole side is like cancerous, it's evil, it's horrible. But had we had this information before, we would have known how better to treat it. But this is the thing, money that goes into like cancer research and everything and stuff doesn't go into rare cancers. It doesn't go into finding out this information for rare cancers and to try and help people with rare cancers survive. So me and like what the other 20, 30 recorded cases, there's probably a lot more, but the 20, 30 who are recorded don't stand a chance. Don't stand a chance because it's never been researched. And it only takes one person to kind of look into it. It's only taken me, what, less than a month since I put that video out. It's taken less than a month to get more than enough information together to know what not to do. So what to avoid. So we know what to avoid, and we know the common things that are happening with this type of cancer. Like really, really common things that are happening with this type of cancer. It's like obvious. And had someone have actually bothered to actually find out these information parts from other like doctors, specialists, people who have actually seen this, they could possibly have connected the dots as well. But it doesn't, sometimes you can't connect the dots because you don't look into something far enough. Most doctors only get the medical records and don't get the person's point of view, how they live, their lifestyle. I have it all. So I've got all this information backed up, and I'm gonna post that research and everything on my website and everything, so it's freely available for people if someone needs it. But it's amazing how this channel has blown up and how it's worked for the benefit of not just myself but others. And then we started the community for people to talk to each other, and people have been talking to each other and people can connect. So if you want to find out more about the community, go to community.PeeWeeToms.com. It's being built as a proper website. So at the moment it's in the growth phase of that. But it's kind of, we're starting off on Facebook with people in a group there. The website's being built so as we can have like this peer-to-peer network where people can talk to people and they can message them, have kind of a message board system as well. But it will be very carefully done so as it matches who would be best to support you in your situation. And that's important as well, because support is utterly imperative to someone surviving, because people who have better support tend to survive a little bit longer because one, they've got stuff to look forward to. I do this channel every day. I post every day. People go, "You're mad to post every day." But what's 10 minutes out of my time to sit and talk to a camera and just educate or talk to someone or sit there and reply to something? It takes 2 seconds. And that life isn't about being selfish. Like I keep saying, life isn't about being selfish. If you find something out and you can help someone with something, that's how I feel I should do it. So that's what I'm going to do. But this community, yeah, get on it. There's loads of help there. We're only in Facebook at the moment because the actual website's being fully built. But there's loads of people in there who you can talk to. And everyone who's helped me with the GoFundMe and to try and get research, you've been a diamond. This is like amazing. Because when we've had samples taken, which will be sent around the world, there's things that will happen soon with people actually medically researching this properly now. And that's all from the help of other people. And I don't want anything out of this but to help other people and potentially survive myself. So, you know, if we can solve this little stupid riddle that is cancer for me, and we can find those little common things that are happening with other people that we can make someone else survive for longer, it's all worth it, isn't it? It's all worth it. So thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for sharing. And please continue to share. The more you share, the more people that interact, the more people that want to watch. And the more people that watch, the more likelihood is we are going to find some way to sort this out or fix this, get greater exposure. And that's how it works. That's how the world works now. It's a social media like world. So thank you. If you want to find me anywhere, my Instagram is PeeWeeToms. Hit me up on Instagram. I post lots of silly things that I can't post on Facebook. Hit me up on Twitter, PeeWeeToms, and hit me up on Facebook. It's official PeeWeeToms. And yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing it. Thank you for your love. Till tomorrow. Goodbye. Oh, I'm in hospital again tomorrow. I'm supposed to have a week off, aren't I? I'm in hospital again tomorrow, sorry, because we found more lumps. And I have to see them because I'm not well. But such is life. But I will get a week off at some point. Okay, cheers, thanks, bye. See you tomorrow.